What are these people that have maybe thought that you have been feeling rather unfulfilled in certain areas of your life, maybe your relationships? What about feeling unfulfilled in your career or just life in general? Or maybe you know somebody that's been complaining about feeling unfulfilled. Was that you? Are you confused about what your life purpose is? Are you trying to get clarity on what is your passion? What really gets your zest for life going? Are you having trouble trying to figure that out? Well, you are in the right place right now, because I have the most brilliant person as my co-host today that's going to help you. We're going to discuss something that's been in the works for a while, but when this comes out, it's going to save relationships, marriages, lives. It's going to find our passion. It's going to put purpose to our life. So what am I talking about? I'm talking about Michael Losier and his, I'm going to just unmute you. I'm going to unpin myself. There. So, Michael, we're talking today about your new upcoming book, Fullfillment Needs. It's been in the making for a while. And yeah. And I'm so excited because I think this is the first interview. It is on Hangout anyway that we're going to talk about this book.
Yeah. I talked about it a couple times on my show, but this is the first time I'm interviewed, and you know what? There's been a nice breakthrough, so now I'm ready to talk about it again. So, and the process is moving, but we'll come to that.
Yeah. So you were watching the Hangout with Penny show, and this is episode 13. So many of you are making a habit of hanging out with me Friday nights. It's 8 o'clock Eastern Time, 5 o'clock Pacifics. So for all you that have been watching, you know my tradition Friday nights is wine time. I have a really great wine tonight. You know, Michael, remember February of 2012 maybe? We went on a high vibes cruise. We went down the Maya Riviera in a boat in a cruise on a cruise ship with you, and you give us one of the processes for your Fulfillment Needs book on that cruise. We were doing.
We had a law of attraction seminar, a law of connection seminar, a fulfillment needs seminar. We had daily breakfast together for an hour in round tables, and we certainly had a few margaritas together, if you know what I mean.
I got proof of that too. So we have since then talked about, Michael, when are you going to do another high vibes vacation? You have so many new people, followers, and watching your Hangout with Michael show, and I thought, you know what? We talked one time about Paris. We talked about France. So look what my wine is for tonight. It is France. It's the Eiffel Tower.
Nice.
So I'm setting the energy in motion that we're just going to put it out there that maybe some of you that are watching right now, we can be together with Michael in France.
Nice.
How does that sound? So let's cheers to that.
Yeah, red wine and bread and French cheese and French bread. Oh, I am so in.
Oh, me too. And we have connections because another fellow facilitator.
3 of them from France.
Oh, see?
And we have facilitators in Italy and Ireland and Norway. We could in Malaysia, Singapore, China, Canada, USA. Yeah, we could go anywhere. I love the idea of a cruise, though. That was fun. Everything was fun. You walked on the cruise, and the meeting rooms were beautiful. The seminars was beautiful. You didn't even have to wipe toast crumbs. I mean, it was the best ever.
And you know, there was a walking path around the cruise ship, which I pretty much did every day.
Yeah, we did that every day. I think we did about 5 kilometers of exercise around the cruise ship in the wind, we did. We looked after ourselves, and we ate.
I was just going to say, but I still recommend, any of you watching that may consider, maybe we'll all be together on this, but bring some stretchy pants, because even though we did, there was just so much to eat, and we had such a good time. Oh, Yeah, we were served dinners with the, oh, it was just amazing. So thank you for that, Michael. Like you do go all out with everything. You go all out when you have these trips for us. You go all out when you as a certified facilitator. For us, you are more than generous. You're very giving, and you want us to succeed.
I'm not laughing at that. I'm remember we'd be around the dinner table, and there was 20 or 30 people. They were going in. That we had a table of 10, and we'd sit with Lucas, and of course in the cruise ship you order whatever you want and when you want, and then you and I could feel the embarrassment. We could feel the embarrassment coming, because when the server came to take the dessert order, and there was 10 desserts, what did Lucas order?
Every one of them.
I know he would order everyone, and I would feel guilty about that. So, and Penny and I kept feeling the stress, and he would say, "And I'll have one of those," and the server would come, and there'd be desserts everywhere. But you know what? There wasn't a crumb on any plate by the time they left. But you and I kept feeling that embarrassment that he ordered so much. I am so in. Okay, just so you know.
I know, but you know what? You know what was the turning point for me on that is he said, "Look, this is proof of how abundant, Michael, you talk on your show all the time about, you do your law of attraction and money shows and about abundance and finding proof." And he said, "Look, this is proof about how abundant we are." You know what we started saying? Bring 3 forks. We can all eat from the same plate.
And I was remembering breakfast. It was almost white glove service, right? And I don't know. Do you remember what, with the jam? One time I asked for jam. Oh, there was just a jam boy. There was just one person whose job was to serve jam. So you just look up and you'd have jam in your eye, and the jam boy would be coming right over. He had nice little trays of different kinds of jam. It's like that was his job, to serve jam, the jam lovers. Yeah, let's do that again.
Yes, and you know why I think we like it so much, love it so much, is because we got our fulfillment needs met on that cruise.
I guess, all the time.
Yes. So that's why it's really important to know what our fulfillment needs are. Yeah. So, you're watching the Hangout with Penny show. Can you tell I get excited? Michael Losier has been this huge influence in my life, and when I got in his energy, it's nonstop.
There's no slow.
There's no slow.
Yeah. The slow speed starts on medium fast, and it gets faster.
It does. And here was the beginning. Was this book, your first book, Law of Attraction, The Science of Getting More of What You Want and Less of What You Don't. This is bestseller book, 1.9 million copies. Mm-hmm. The success behind this book is because of the brilliance that you have in knowing what it is that people need to actually fulfill themselves in their life by getting the things that they want. So what was it in this book, before we get on to talking about your next new one, what was it in this book that made it just so amazing, so popular, so...
Yeah. Well, first I would say the timing. With the subject of law of attraction, my book came out 3 years before The Secret, even before the subject of law of attraction was quite well known. And I sold a lot of copies, over 100,000 copies on my own, even before a publisher picked it up. And honestly, I wish I could answer the question better, but here's what I understand about its success. 2 things. I knew how to write to appease multiple learning styles. Now, I know that you know that sometimes we pick up a thick book, it's 2 inches thick, and there's all words. I can't read that. That's not my style. So NLP, which is Neuro-Linguistic Programming, teaches us how to teach and communicate really well with the 4 different styles. And doing that, I use the 4 styles. So people will pick up my book and say, "Wow, this makes so much sense for me. I finally see what you mean," or "Wow, this sounds like it's so perfect." And they would always tell me that I wrote the book just for them, when indeed I wrote it for 4 different styles. And then the subject matter. And I made sure my book was mass friendly. So that was very deliberate. There's a few words that I didn't use in my book which made it mass friendly. The word God, the word universe, the word spiritual. That was all deliberate choices. And as a result, My book's published in 34 languages, and I have spoken Islamic University, I've spoken in Catholic churches, I've spoken in Mormons in Salt Lake City, I've spoken in a Jewish synagogue in Sydney, Australia, and everywhere I speak, they can all find themselves in the message. So that was deliberate. Make it mass friendly and make it how to. And I also know another little secret. Come closer. People love knowing more about themselves.
Yes.
So I created a process where they can learn more about themselves and their behavior and why they attract negative things and how to change that and really empower someone. Once people learn how to apply law of attraction through my book, then they apply it or they don't apply it, period.
Yes.
They apply it or they don't apply it. And the people that apply it, of course, get the really good results. So, and then when The Secret came out after that, then my book went crazy. You know, then it got published in 34 languages, and then I was interviewed by Oprah 4 times on her radio show, Oprah and Friends, and then I had my own radio show on Oprah and Friends for a year, and I mean, it just kept unfolding and unfolding and unfolding. And I would say it's my reputation, and why don't you tell people what you know my reputation as being, that really helped for me selling 1.9 million books. My other book, Fullfillment, where is it?
Law of Connection.
Law of Connection. That sold about 500,000 books, so it's a different market. So I've sold like 2.5 million books in total of all the books that I sold. And it's because I'm the what guy.
You're the how-to guy.
How-to guy, yeah.
You are the how-to guy, filled with integrity, too, because you live what you do, and that makes that. And for me, I found that I was one of those people that watched The Secret, and it was like, just imagine, or just visualize, but yet something was missing.
Yeah.
Your book was the missing piece. Your book is what told us, give us the processes on how to get that, the manifestation of what it is, what we were desiring in our life. So, brilliant book, Michael.
Yes, and
cheers to your book.
Yeah, and you know what? As you know, like your show, I've been having my show. And at first, I asked you, I said, would you commit to hanging out with me for at least 3 months? Because I thought, I'm going to try the Hangout show. And then I asked you, can we do it another 3 months? So then we were up to 6 months. And then it was December last year, and I thought, well, you know what? You and Judy were welcome to leave at any time. And I kept saying, do you guys want to extend this? And I tell you, it is the most fulfilling thing I've ever done. I mean, I love doing seminars. I love doing radio interviews. I love being TV interviews. I love doing book signings. I love the whole business of being a trainer and a speaker, and I love all that. But boy, doing a Hangout show, and in the book Fullfillment Needs, the purpose is to find out what fulfills you. So when you're done reading the book, and it's a how-to book, the success of a how-to book is a self-help book. And with the self-help book, people need to be able to do it themselves. So after you read the book, and it's a process, it's not beautiful stories, it's a process, you'll uncover the top 4 things that fulfill you. And my Hangout show fulfills me. It might not fulfill somebody else because they have different fulfillment needs.
Yes. And I know 2 of your fulfillment needs. One's influence. Oh, you think you do that for people?
Yeah, influencing people in a positive way. That's my.
Yeah, absolutely. And intimacy. I mean, your Hangout show is just so. And what do you say for intimacy? Into me see.
Yeah,
right?
Into me see. So you know what, anybody watching my Hangout show, and even tonight, can really learn a lot about me. I'm fun. I'm funny. I'm silly. I'm flamboyant. I'm a teacher. I'm a trainer. I'm fun. I don't care about a lot of stuff. Yes, I'm a singer, and. Well, that threw me off that you said that. Yeah, I guess I'm a singer. So
yes. So I just want to also tell you you know mine. My fulfillment needs is appreciation, acknowledgement, achievement, and specialness. So you think a Hangout meets those for me? Of course I do. So for those of you that are just watching, you're watching the Hangout with Penny show. And Michael, I'm just going to go over here to the events page for a minute. And Jackie McLean, she says, you two are having too much fun. Giggle, giggle. Yeah. Hi, Jackie. Tanya Marshall, she says, my fulfillment need right now is pink, I don't know what that word is, Moscato? with Penny and Michael. Done. Michelle Ponsart, she says, been so looking forward to Michael's new book. Hope to hear some exciting news tonight. Yay! And Angela Morel, she says, I'll be watching and taking notes.
Good stuff.
Yay! So you're a very big influence. So let's get on with the book a little bit, Michael. Yeah. How did this come about?
Well, first I want. Oh, yeah. I'm going to talk to that. But in preparation of tonight's call, I thought, well, I'm going to go to a file folder, and I always like to compare. So I went in my drawer, and here's a file folder, April 11th, 2011, and it was called Fulfillment Needs Development. So this was, I just did it on a little Word document, and then I did that on May 15th, and then I just kind of laid it out, just some ideas, what I want it to look like. So interestingly, this was on the very first draft years ago, and now in the book, it looks like this. So so you can see how it developed itself. So I'm going to talk about that in a moment. And again, I'm deliberately using pictures and diagrams and case studies and characters and so on in my book. So there was that. And then behind me, on this side, you can see my strategy. It's called Fulfillment Needs, and it's broken down into 4 sections, and each of the yellow underneath it are things. Now, here's how the book came to be. I've been in personal growth and personal development for a really long time. I've helped a lot of people, and I'm just really good at human behavior. Matter of fact, I watch reality shows just to watch the human behavior. I love it. I can see a miscommunication brewing well before the producers do. I thought, this is going to explode in about 8 minutes. And I would often meet some of my friends in coffee shops, and we'd have a conversation, and they'd say, oh, you're so successful, and I'd like to do that too, and just through a conversation. And so I said, and intuitively, what I thought was intuitively, I would come up with some things, and I would say, so it sounds like your ideal job is that you'd like maybe to be acknowledged more, and I'd give stuff away, and they would say, yes, that's exactly. How did you know that? Well, how I knew that because there is a direct relationship between the NLP communication styles and what fulfills them. So it was something that I kind of knew but never really articulated. And one day a friend of mine brought me to a restaurant to meet a friend of his who was a university graduate and was so fulfilled working as a waiter in the restaurant. And my friend said, I want to take you to the restaurant to help him get out of there so he sees that this is not the right place for him. So we went at 3 o'clock, his buddy got off shift and he sat down, and I was just hearing his stories, and this guy was so lit up, and he would just finish organizing this big fundraiser for some kind of campaign, and he's got all the restaurants competing, and like he was so lit up, and my friend's thinking, he shouldn't be here, he's just wasting his time, why is he even here? So at the end of just hearing this guy for 20 or 25 minutes, I'm jotting down some answers, and I said, so it sounds like what would be important to you. Now, by the way, in my book, I have 33 fulfillment needs.
Yep.
And the goal is to find out what yours are and bring them to the list. So I've had these in my head. Matter of fact, I had way more than 33, but it got kind of cumbersome, so I found the top 33. So after just being with the server at our table for about 20 minutes, I said, so it sounds like that community is important to you. And he snapped his head. He said, oh, yes, I'm big on community. And I said, and leadership, too. He said, oh, yes, I like that. And what about influencing people? And I just nailed top 3 for him. And he was so excited because people love to do what, Penny? They love to learn.
They love to learn about themselves.
Yes, he was so thrilled. And I think, so that's why this is perfect for you. He goes, I know. He goes, I built such a community with all the restaurants, and we're all going on this. And he was so pumped up and so excited. And my friend was so deflated. That's the other guy that thought I was going to help fix his friend. But now I have to say, it's a Canadian chain restaurant. That same waiter is now working at head office, and he's in the PR department, and he's head of all the community events and everything. And he is so thrilled. And whenever I see him, he says, do you remember that day in the restaurant? And I said, I remember it. Because when I left the restaurant, it was probably on April 11th, 2014 or 2011. 2011. I thought, oh wow, I think I got something here, and I've done it many, many times. Just one more quick story.
Yeah.
So every year I go to Kuala Lumpur. I'm there for a month, and I've done this seminar in New York. I've done it in Hong Kong, and I did it in Singapore, the Fulfillment Needs seminar, while I'm developing material. So my team that comes with me that lives in Kuala Lumpur, there's 4 of them. We travel all the time, and they absorb everything. When we go to dinner, they all look at me while they're eating and they just listen to everything, and they're fascinated with. People would ask me stuff, and I would say, I'm not sure, I wouldn't be fulfilled with that. So they liked how I had a fulfillment meter reader. Oh, yeah, there's one of those, too. There's a fulfillment meter reader. In other words, just like a parking meter, there's something that we need to feed, like coins, to keep our joy high. Why would we want to keep joy high? Well, guess what? In my new book, Fulfillment Needs, I talk about the purpose in life is to experience joy, period.
Yeah.
So joy is the target. So joy is the target. The question is, well, what strategies? What do I need to do to get joy? Well, look at the outer ring. You need to identify what fulfills you. And when you identify what fulfills you, then you build strategies to help them get them filled. So if your fulfillment needs are like mine, well, boy, having a Hangout show is perfect. And so is but in my book, I talk about one of my friends calling me and saying, oh, Michael, there's a job opening as a crane operator. It'll double your salary. Well, you know what? 25 years ago, I'd have taken it because it would have doubled my salary. But I wouldn't have been fulfilled there. But somebody that's working in a crane, him or her, they're getting their needs met. They might like autonomy. They might like control. They might like order. They wouldn't like being on a stage like me or a book signing. And that's why when people say, oh, I could never do that. Well, you're not supposed to. It's not your fulfillment need, it's mine. I have people say, I could never go on stage. And I say, well, that's because that's my fulfillment need, because I love to influence people in a positive way.
Yes.
And this is also in my book here. Oh, I want you to say it when you see it.
Okay. Hang on a minute. Okay, so when I say I'm bored, I'm really saying I'm not getting my fulfillment needs met. Oh. Yeah. Really? How many people say that in their relationships?
Yeah, I'm not, you might not even use the word, but, I know I've been around a lot of people, and I hear a lot of people say they're unfulfilled. We might not use the word I need to be fulfilled, but we sure use the word I'm not fulfilled. Is it at work? Is it at home? Is it your health? Where are you not fulfilled? And when you can narrow down the 33 fulfillment needs and understand your top 4, boy, do you ever make decisions differently. But then your selfish vibrational meter reader kicks in place. Penny said, hey, Mike, do you want to be on my show? I don't know. Let me check off my list. Yes, 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 yes. Right?
Yeah.
You make good decisions that way.
So, Michael, I just want to read a comment here from Michelle Ponsart. And she says, I took Michael's test and found out what my needs were and why I was so miserable in my job. I'm not in a position to leave, but was able to create a few projects to have some of those matched, and it has made a remarkable difference now. So, yes, just a simple shift.
Yes.
Just a simple shift. So that's why it's so important to know. That's why your book is going to be every bit as successful, this new one, as your first one, because it changes lives. It can actually change your life.
Yeah,
Michael?
Thank you. The first time that I did the seminar, I did it in Rhode Island, and a couple got married because they met each other through my Law of Connection. They came to Rhode Island to take my Fulfillment Needs seminar. She was a police officer, and he was a teacher or something, and they got so much insight about what each other's fulfillment needs were, because she liked control, and he heard bossy, and she meant orderly, and they played with the words, and they were so thrilled to have me enter their life and to take the seminar. So I love hearing that. And just like you just use it as a barometer. No, I'm not going to get my needs met. No, I'm not going to get my needs met. By the way, for those of you that are thinking you'd like to know more about it, you can go to hangoutwithmichael.com and see the tab called Fulfillment Needs. And until the book is published, I'm allowed to have a little audio of a class I did there. So go download, check that out. Good.
Michael, in your G Plus community, do you have a section in there for this book for people that can go on a waiting list or something? Do you have anything like that people
no,
can?
on the hangoutwithmichael.com fulfillment needs page, they can give me their email address. I'll let them know. But honestly, I've been working on this book forever. It just feels like forever. And then I submitted to my current publisher, and they weren't really interested. And I thought, you know what? I sold 2.5 million books, and they weren't interested in this book. So, and then my agent said, "This is good news because the third mouse gets the cheese." He said the publisher that picks this book has your history of selling 1.5 million books. Not a lot of people can claim that. So, so the third publisher. 2.5 million. Yeah, that's right. 1.9 plus the 500, 600,000. So, so my agent was very excited and got a number of new publishers interested in one that I can't say, but they're a big player. Loved the concept of it, but I had written the whole book with one character. Her name was Flo, and they didn't like Flo. They said, you know, so I got stuck and I didn't know what to do, and then I said, Law of Attraction, I need some resources and information to help me do this, and everybody I must get an email every 2 days. When's Fulfillment Needs? I mean, I've passed out 10,000 of these little cards, you know, they're little pocket, you know, like little wallet cards. Mm-hmm. So people are going to bookstores and everything, and bless their hearts, it's not even ready yet. You know what? I won't have a second chance to do it well. Even my first book, Law of Attraction, the publisher reprints it every 6 months. They always say, "Do you want to update it? Do you want to update it?" What's the answer to that, Peddie?
Just change my picture.
Just change my picture. I've never changed one word, so I don't have a second chance to do this. I have one, and it's going to be right. So, excuse me. So I asked Law of Attraction to give me some resources, and one day, right after my Hangout show, I was all excited. I answered all the emails and made all the comments, and now was my time to go to my favorite breakfast restaurant. So right before I left, my friend Jeffrey Lane lent me this book. And did you ever see the books where they do the cartoon and they draw the processors with arrows and cartoons? It's like, yes. I think it's called Illustrated Facilitation. Oh, I want to learn how to do that. I love it so much. So I just grabbed it at the last minute, and it's just one pages of all this guy had dumped so many ideas and thoughts. So I get to the restaurant, and I'm having my coffee, and I'm going through the page. I go, shh, and then I just intuitively opened up a page, and I opened up the page, and it said, "Is your life? Are you feeling? Are you feeling the purpose of your life?" And I thought, oh, wow, this is so perfect. And then it was just a one-pager, and with cartoons, I saw how he rearranged it. So instead of having Flo, where we learn about all of her fulfillment in other areas, now I've got 3 areas. One area is called your fulfilling career. The next one is your fulfilling relationships, and the next one is your fulfilling life. So I just resorted everything. I was so excited. And I got it, and I got goosebumps. Now, you know what goosebumps mean to me? Goosebumps are evidence that I'm so in vibrational harmony that my skin actually created a vibration, and that's what the goosebumps are. You don't get goosebumps when you're ticked off. You only get them when you're feeling good. So when I got the goosebumps, in that moment, I said, I am so in high-speed vibrational harmony right now, my skin is vibrating. So I got home, and boy, I've been motivated ever since. So I called my agent back, and I said, here, and I showed her on a little picture like this in the background, and I said, here's some new ideas, and she said, that is brilliant. So I just finished the whole section on this guy who didn't like his career and how we walk through the process and how the user will too, and I'm submitting that to her next week. She's going to submit it to the new publisher, and if they like it, I'm doing the next 2 sections, and then we're ready to go. It really is an exciting book. I haven't got excited for a long time because I thought it was complicated. So bless my friend Jeffrey Lane, who lent me the book in the coffee shop restaurant that birthed the reorganization of this book. So I can get
he has a Hangout show too, hangoutwithjeffrey.com.
Yeah,
which is all about being
our friend Jeffrey.
Yeah, a powerful speaker. Okay, so Michael, oh my gosh.
I just want to show you one little quick thing.
Yeah.
I'm going to make my. So I've taken this out of the book since, but it's just read the text.
Oh, I need to pin you.
Okay.
It says, hey, Michael.
Just wait. First, it's a friend of mine. He's very happy, right?
Okay. Hey, Michael, I just figured out my top 4 fulfillment needs. Oh, my gosh. Feel good, feel good, feel good, and feel good.
So even though that's funny, I didn't want to simplify that it always rolls up to that because your specific needs. But and you know who that was? That was my friend Stephen Michael Thornton. That honestly sent me an email. He said, I figured mine out. They're feel good, feel good, feel good, feel good. He said, I don't need your book now.
Well, your book is really going to be a huge success because people need this information. Because when we can feel, just like what Michelle was saying about her work, I wasn't fulfilled in my work at one time, and I would blame it on the work. It had nothing to do with the work because someone else could come into my position and absolutely love it, love it, love it. It's just that I wasn't getting that specialness, and I like to give as well as receive specialness. So it doesn't mean, oh, she's so special. It's just that it's just a part of me, and to be appreciated and acknowledged, and that sense of achievement. And that's why doing a hangout. So that's why your processes, Michael, in your first book here, Law of Attraction, this was the book that began everything for me. Then I attracted you into my life. You have influenced me so much that a couple years ago, would this have ever even been an idea in my mind that you and I could be co-hosting on my show?
I know.
But you're famous for saying, let the law of attraction figure it out.
Yeah.
And so before we come back for your final words on your book, I just want to let everybody know this is the Hangout with Penny show every Friday night, 8 p.m. Eastern. Thank you so much for all of you that are making a habit of it. And I just want to let you know that I do have a Google community. And it is, here's my little card. Michael taught me how to make these too. So it's Hangout with Penny. You know, anything can happen on this show. And so it's google.com/+Peddie. You can go there and join my community. And I'm going to start getting really active in the community now. And right now I have there waiting for you my 7 tips for attracting greater abundance. And it's actually processes that you can use to start creating that in your life.
Good
and
job.
next, yeah. And next week, episode 14, I have Debbie Talbert. Now, Debbie Talbert, she it teaches women over 50 on how to build their career, their second act of building a career. And she is so much fun. She's a lovable person. She's building her new career. And it's Halloween, so she's just so much fun. So anything can happen on that night. So tune into episode 14.
Yeah. And she also has a Hangout show. I think it's Hangout with Debbie, DEBI.com.
She does so. Yeah, so check her out. Yeah.
She's part of our team, our Hangout team. That's
the beauty about another thing that you've done so generously for us, Michael. And that's why your integrity is just solid, is because you build a community. Like, you have your own Google community, but you have built communities for facilitators. You have built communities to get to keep us together so that we can thrive. And you give us the tools and you give us the space to do that, and you help us so much. So thank you for that. I certainly appreciate it.
You're welcome.
So you can go to Penny Peddie at or hangoutwithpenny.com. There's a place that you can enter your email address. I will send you the link prior to every new show, and also then I'll send you the recording. So, Michael, this has been wonderful. I'm so honored that you have just welcomed me into your circle, and that you are here pretty much talking about your next success and with me, and I'm so thrilled and honored. So as I go check the chat, what do you have to say to all the viewers as your final words?
Well, good. Ideally, that for those of you that have been following my work, you understand that I'm committed to helping people live a rich, full, delicious life. So I want you to picture this: a marriage license lineup and a bookstore lineup. And they're buying 3 books: Law of Attraction, Law of Connection, and Fulfillment Needs, and then the Happily Ever After sign.
Oh, I'm going to cheers to that. And You can honeymoon in Paris or on the cruise ship. Hey,
No.
all you that are watching, put in the comment area, where would you like to see a trip for us all to gather together?
I was just going to say the same thing. You know what? Yeah, put your money where your mouth is. Who's going? Who's in? Penny's all stirred up now. Imagine sitting at a beautiful high-end restaurant on a cruise ship together for breakfast and dinners and conversations and all the lifelong relationships. Look at the gang that we were with before. I'm in.
Oh, it was amazing. And you know what? We've gone over. I hope everybody is okay with that. Michael, are you okay if I tell another story?
You know what I say in my show? It's my show, and I'll go over if I want to.
So, you now offer certification for facilitators on a Hangout, which is like brilliant because we can do it in our own home. When I was certified, I went to you. I went to Vancouver.
Yeah.
Mind you, I loved it.
Flights, yeah. It was nice to connect, but it was another, $2,000 on top of the program just to come to the.
Oh, of course. And I could have done it in my pajamas if you had been doing this then. Yeah. But what I was going to say is, after I left you kind of hinted about the High Vibes cruise during that time. And when I left that on the last day, a couple of us went for a walk down to, it was right on the ocean, and there was cruise liners in there. And I went and got my camera and I started taking pictures. And I said, I'm putting myself in the energy of this cruise ship. I'm putting myself in the energy. So that was in September. In February? We were on the cruise, Michael. It just kept, that energy was put into motion, and the law of attraction just kept matching it up, matching it, and there we were. So I'm just, look at this. Michelle Ponsart, cruising together sounds like a great time. And Anne-Marie Ferrer, she says, I'm watching you from Caracos. Oh, sorry, I don't know how to pronounce that. But, and V. Peter 36 says, goosebumps are great. And yeah, so we have lots. Romy Carlin's watching. Kim Schuer's watching. Let's see, Judy Gary. Oh, hi, Judy. Judy has Hangout with Judy, another brilliant show that another facilitator of yours, Michael.
Yeah. Now here is destination number 2. Anywhere where there's a Joe Crab Shack, and then we can get Judy there. She loves her Joe.
She does. She's going there again tonight or tomorrow. Okay, so my final words are, know your fulfillment needs. Because once you know them, your life, you will know your purpose, and your life will be filled with joy. So when this book comes out, that's going to be first on your list, because truly it can save your marriage, it can change your life, it can get you out of a job that you're unsatisfied in, or it can be like Michelle, and you can once you know, you can do some shifts in your life and things can become much better. So Michael, thank you very much for having this book become available for us. It's a much needed another one of your wonderful gifts to the world to help people live better lives. So thank you, and thank you for being in my life.
Cool, thank you.
And that's a wrap. Bye everybody, see you next week.
See ya.
Bye.